2K Sports pregame show.
Good evening, sports fans. This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith. And coming up in just a bit, tip-off will be live.
On the day that George Washington was born, 2K Sports brings you the best in NBA coverage. Alongside Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan, the fourth member of our crew. From the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. Jazz fans are making noise. We're in Salt Lake City, Utah, winning their last 3 games. They'd like to make that 4 in a row here tonight.
And seeing where Utah is, you know, this happens every year. A team outperforms expectations early. You wonder, is this just an anomaly or is this something they can sustain?
Well, we're seeing the chemistry right now. Whatever this team may lack in readiness or talent, they make up for by playing for each other.
All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. On the floor for Boston, we've got Paul Millsap. Lowry out there with Hayward. Then there's Horford. And it's Prince in at the small forward. Now here's Antetokounmpo coming off a solid outing against Minnesota. Clock at 4. Here's Rose. Hands the 12-footer. C-Web this evening, all the makings of a up-tempo affair. A lot of speed on the floor. They love to play, both these teams, at a very high pace.
They're trying to get good looks early in the clock, and I'll tell you why. Against a better defensive team, why slow the ball up and wait for them to get set? Against better defensive teams, you must speed up the pace to get an open shot. In the NBA, an open shot from a player that's in his skill set is a great shot. It doesn't matter if it's with 1 second left on the shot clock or with 20 seconds on the shot clock. So why not speed the pace up, see if you can get that early look. If not, bring it back out and then set up a play. But run, get it going, and see if you can get some easy looks early.
To the paint. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Jackson against Lowry. Pass to Millsap. Prince, that's for 2. Again, the miss by the Celtics. Jazz have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Jackson has the open look. It's good from long range.
Shoot first point guard with a razor-sharp jump. Jackson better stay up with him.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Here's Hayward, and he can't bank that one in. For Utah, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Jackson, that's good.
Now, whenever Jackson is driving, the D is nervous. He is just brilliant at completing his drives to the rack.
And now, the first timeout called here for Boston.
And not surprising, obviously unhappy with the lack of response from his team.
Well, the pace right now, that's being dictated to them. They have to try to get it back to their tempo, to their style of game.
Shooting at a high percentage. All teams aim to do that. Let's see the league's best. In third, the Jazz.
So patient on the offensive end. I mean, they're not going to force shots, and it's that selectiveness that's yielded such an impressive field goal percentage.
You have to love Hayward's approach inside, doing damage against good defense.
Utah leading by 3. Now here's Jackson. Coming in off a 10-point game his last outing. Gay with it. He's picked up by Millsap. Gay kicks to Capella. Nice ball movement by Utah. Clock at 6. Here's Rose. And it's wide right. It's off the rim.
He gets some extra attention from the D on that trip, and it throws the shot off.
Jackson against Lowry. Bounce pass from Millsap. Prince, the pass to Horford. And here's Lowry for the 3. Rebounded by Capella. Rose against Hayward. Here's Antetokounmpo. Lays it up off the glass.
And that was the play to make. Rose making the right read.
Celtics trail by 5. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Lowry from outside. After 2 misses to start the game, he's on the board with that shot made. For the Celtics, they come into this one following a loss to the Grizzlies. Now, Antetokounmpo, they know he's going to give him a lift with his scoring. He's averaging 16 points a game. With 1 on the clock, a good close contest so far as we finish. Well, there are a lot of letters that go into the spelling of Giannis Antetokounmpo's last.
In a good way, you gotta.
Seems easy enough, right?
I guess so. I think a lot of people are going to stick with Giannis or the Greek Freak.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And from what we've seen from the Jazz so far, what's your take?
I think they've played great D and not giving up anything easy early on.
Yeah, closing down the lane, closing out on perimeter shooters. Interesting first quarter.
On the court right now for the Celtics. Paul Millsap out there with Prince, and it's Hayward. Then there's Lowry, and it's Horford in at the 5, roaming the paint. And here's Lowry, following the three-pointer by Derrick Rose. Horford, no luck.
And from everything you hear about Giannis Antetokounmpo, he keeps a laser focus. Basketball and his family are his sole preoccupation. And the lead should be safe if they can keep shooting the basketball like this.
Lowry feeling it out a bit. He kicks to Horford. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Millsap. The shot, no good. Good work defensively by Gay. Down low, outside for Jackson. And Utah, another 3.
Jackson has improved his three-point stroke. He can't be left alone from outside.
Lowry finds Horford. Rose against Hayward. And here's Prince outside. Rebound, Utah. They're coming off that win against Minnesota.
Really an intimidating style of defense. I mean, they challenged everything at the rim, and that led them to victory.
That was a big-time block party. Even several shots they didn't even get a hand on were effective.
Now here's Prince. Following the shot by Rudy Gay. And Horford wide open. He shoots. Again, the miss by the Celtics. And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Utah Jazz. Only giving up 2 points this quarter. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, the Jazz had to weather the loss of Gordon Hayward, so they need to play together to have success. Coach Quinn Snyder said, we expect guys to put the team in front of themselves and support each other. Our strength isn't in one guy. We need each other. Kevin?
David, one thing for sure, they come to play almost every game. Thank you. And the dunk is always the king of the highlight reel. We know it comes easy if you're 6'10" or bigger, but Chris, there are little guys who can get up there and slam it down hard too.
Well, I tell you what, Westbrook absolutely scares me when he dunks the ball because Westbrook thinks he's 7 foot tall and tries to dunk like it every time. So I love watching him attack the rim. How about Dennis Smith Jr.? His miss in the dunk contest last year was one of the most exciting dunks I've seen in a long time.
It was.
Eric Bledsoe, Terry Rozier. I mean, these guys, they attack the rim fearlessly, and they're going to posterize you if you're a big fella and sleeping on their hops.
Lowry against Jackson. Lowry kicks to Millsap. Outside Lowry. Here's Horford. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Horford's got his first points of the night.
And with that one, he halts an 11-0 run by Utah.
Outside Rose. Lowry against Jackson. The 17-footer. They get it back. Capella. Good work defensively by Millsap.
The D doing everything they can to cut him off on his way to the hoop.
Lowry from outside. It's hauled in by Clint Capella. Capella's got 6 rebounds in the game.
He had 1 3-pointer in the first, but still searching for that second.
Gay passes to Jackson. Here's Antetokounmpo. He's got 5 on the wing. Jackson over Lowry and off the front iron, and in it goes. Jackson's got the lead up to 11 now for the Jazz. And so it's Utah holding on to it. Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Utah found themselves in a close game in the first. They saw their lead grow to a high water mark of 5 in the period. They played a determined brand of basketball in the second quarter and began to pull away as we reached the half. That 11-point lead must be looking good. And that does it for our half.
We welcome you back now to Salt Lake City with a breathtaking view of the layout of this beautiful town. And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. One of the stories here, Reggie Jackson getting it done today.
And I loved in that first half that they were patient, looked for good shots, and knocked them down.
Yeah, and then it wasn't all dunks. I mean, they were squaring up with confidence, and that became contagious.
Rudy Gay is out there with Clint Capella. And then there's Antetokounmpo. And it's Rose, and it's Jackson, and at the point, that's the group starting the second half for Quinn Snyder. Now here's Jackson. From deep three-point range, and it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Who are the league's best setup artists? Let's check it out. 4th, Kyle Lowry.
His passing has been so terrific. You can see his unselfishness really rubbing off on the rest of the team.
High arcing shot, and the layup is up and in. Lowry's got the first basket of the third quarter for the Celtics. Jazz leading by 9. And a minute played as the second half gets going. Rose in the post, defended by Hayward. Rose can't hit.
Well, I'm sure he thought that was good when they left his fingertips. Matter of fact, I know he did.
Passes to Hayward. And the foul on Derrick Rose. That is his first foul of the game. Prince against Antetokounmpo. And here is Prince. No points in the game yet for him. Shot clock at 3.
And when Capella enters your peripheral, it's intimidating. He's good at throwing off shooters.
Millsap with the steal. Back to Prince. Millsap against Gay. In the corner, it's Hayward. Outside for Millsap. Shot clock at 5. The basket good off the assist from Hayward. Millsap's got his first 2 points.
I love Hayward's activity and anticipation, and then the precision pass.
Jackson finds Capella. Good work defensively by Horford.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
Oh, wonderful anticipation. He reads the play perfectly, then with the quick reaction time.
Now here's Rose. After Gordon Hayward's miss. Bounce pass from Rose. Inside. Antetokounmpo with the bucket. Antetokounmpo's got his third basket of the night.
There you see why you want the ball in Jackson's hands as much as possible. He can clearly set the table.
Horford kicks to Lowry. Hayward outside. Jackson against Lowry. The 3. Rebound, Utah.
And you know what? He's just not on his game. No doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Now here's Jackson. 10 points for him. Pass to Antetokounmpo. Kicks it out to Gay for 3. Bangs home the trifecta. And it's a 12-point Utah lead.
Oh, and if you were the defense, you have to be right in the jersey of Gay. A knockdown threat on the catch and shoot.
Prince in the corner. could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two. It's going to be on Rudy Gay.
I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
The Celtics shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Once he gets into a groove like that, you can just count it.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Jackson against Lowry. Jackson with it. He's usually able to provide some lift to his team, averaging 6 points a game. Here's Antetokounmpo, and again it's Utah.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
Oh, you're up by double digits. They're trying to keep the momentum, keep the foot on the neck. That's his focus right now.
And so it's Utah enjoying a... Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, it's also called making a good read, understanding where everyone is and taking full advantage. Fantastic.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. And a look at the five for the Celtics to start the fourth quarter. We've got Prince. Horford is out there with Paul Millsap. Then there's Lowry. And it's Hayward in at the 2. There's Jackson with the 3. Offensive rebound. Capella. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket. Capella's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Jazz. Lowry kicks to Horford. Hayward on the wing. He's covered by Rose. Hayward dishes to Horford. A three-pointer, no good.
Yeah, it's been about the rebounding. Really, that's the dividing line in this game.
Rose, that's good. Last season, they were trying to speed up the game, C-Web. Teams were given fewer timeouts. Do you think they achieved that goal?
Well, yeah, the new rules, 18 to 14 total timeouts. No more 20-second timeouts. All quarters have 2 mandatories. I think it does help speed up. And these are the greatest coaches in the world. They can adjust. They just need to know what the rules are. And I love the fast pace, the fast pitch count. Let's make sure that we keep the game in a way that fans love it, and we're not leaving any time out there on the floor. I think the coaches have made a great adjustment to it. And look, play on the East Coast is always going to be a little bit slower, a little bit more methodical than the West. But I tell you what, it seems like it's speeded up the game on both sides, and that's something great for us fans.
Well said. Lowry against Jackson. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lowry. Utah leading by 16. Antetokounmpo looking over the floor. Back to Rose. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
Just increasing their advantage. And right now, they're in a zone on both ends.
Oh, that's why you see them flexing a little bit. They're feeling good about how they've dominated.
Millsap kicks to Horford. Now the pass to Lowry. Prince trying to free himself up. And there's Lowry. That's good on the assist by Horford.
Oh, man. How about that vision from Horford? I mean, it's all about hitting the open man. High efficiency offense right there.
Antetokounmpo passes to Rose. Over Hayward. Horford with the rebound.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
And it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way. Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Lowry finds Hayward. The Celtics working the ball around now. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That is his first foul of the game. Austin with the ball. Down by 15. It's good.
And that's just experience. I mean, reading the defense perfectly. Just another day at the office for Big Al.
Pass to Capella. Rose kicks to Antetokounmpo. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And he knocks down the first one. C-Web, a big rule change. Defenders have to give jump shooters space to land. Your thoughts on that?
Great. Thank you. Think about if a guy is hot and you can't stop him, you should not be able to embellish with the rules by sliding your foot up under a guy. If we all remember, I believe that San Antonio was up a couple of years ago on Golden State at home in game 1, and Pachulia inadvertently put his foot up under Kawhi Leonard, and Kawhi was injured. You have to give shooters space to come down. You can't be thinking about that on the way down. We don't want players injured or hurt in this game because of a lack of paying attention to detail, and I think this rule really helps it. Defenders have done it for years. It could be viewed as dirty, but I'm glad the NBA did something about it. I'm very happy about it. And check this out. We're going to see a lot of guys knocking down even more threes.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
He was the 9th overall pick in the 2010 draft. If it were held again, only a couple guys would be selected ahead of him. They'll take it, even with the miss. Anything they can do to cut into the lead.
Gay against Millsap. And that one's good by Gay.
And giving the fans what they came to see, a spirited performance.
Yeah, with a double-digit lead at this point, they can pretty much mark this one up in the win column.
Millsap up top. He's covered by Gay. Three-pointer, Lowry. Giannis Antetokounmpo grabs the miss. And so Antetokounmpo will bring it up for Utah. They led by as many as 18 points. Now here's Jackson. And so it's Utah easily grabbing the win. A confident win, and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home. And I think they built off that edge of being here and play with just...
Hey, touchdown, boom, shakalaka. Ooh, eyes on me, I see you watching.